everyone, and welcome to week 5. Now, from today, we enter a little bit of a second stage. Why? Because we have now learned that our body talks to us. We learn that we have feelings within our body, and what we have learned is that those feelings with our body has something to do with our emotional state. And now we are going to learn that are we here only to suffer those feelings, often ignited by things that happen around us? Or can we be in charge of these feelings? And this is where we are starting today. So, firstly, I want to tell you a little story about a beautiful word that has got an horrible connotation around the world. And the word is called responsibility. Now, when I used to think about responsibility, I used to think about the bill that I had to pay, the school fees, the rent, the water and lights, the car, the petrol, and you can put it as much as you want. But the fact of the matter is that we have such a negative connotation with the word responsibility. Now, I want to change the connotation. I want to change and I want to turn it into responsibility as being a beautiful word. Now, first of all, I'm going to ask you this. Think about it. Take a word, take a piece of paper. Pause the video and take a piece of paper and write the word responsibility. Sure that you have done that. I want you to look into that word and tell me something. How many words are included in the word responsibility? Once again, press pause on the video. Once again, look at it. So, I don't have to pause, but probably you have seen that the word responsibility has got two words in it. Is the word the response and the word ability. Now, I would like to say that if we turn them around, responsibility means ability to respond. Now, I want you to change and think a little bit. Because when you're able to do something, you have the power over the action. When you're able to ride the bicycle, you have the power over the bicycle because you're riding the bicycle. And responding to something is an action. Therefore, we can safely say that if we change ability with power and response with action, responsibility would mean power to act. And now, this is a complete different view of a word that has always been a negative connotation, because responsibility, in all fairness, just means power to act. What does it mean? It means that when something happened to us, I have a power to act. And sometimes the power, as power, is used with silence. But that's for another day. So responsibility is power to act. So when I say, can I be responsible for my emotional state? The question is, can I be responsible for the way I feel? Yes, you can. And let's say a little bit further. Now, think about it. This morning, when you woke up, you chose the clothes that you put on. Right. When you went to the kitchen, you chose what you were eating. Mhm. You chose what to drink. But this morning, did you choose how to feel? Did you choose how to think? And the proper answer is no. So, how can we be responsible for the way we feel and therefore the way we think? Well, here it is. Here is what I call the philosophy of excellence. So, that means that my concept is I can be excellent every day. Oh, Excellence, guys, it is not in the result. At school, they told you excellent when you got a good mark. In the sports, they told you excellent when you got a good score in cricket, when you score a goal in soccer, or I don't know, whatever, when you score a try in rugby. But bottom line is excellent in the results? No, not at all. Excellence is an attitude. Excellence means I will do the best I can with what I have today. If I play a tennis game and I play at the best of my ability and the opponents win, doesn't mean that I wasn't excellent. I was excellent. Someone was just better than me, or I didn't really have all the resources to do the best I could, and I did the best I could with the resources I had available. Therefore, the philosophy of excellence means I do the best I can, and I'm responsible to place myself in a position where I have the highest amount of resources to inspire myself in the way I feel, because that affect the way I think. Hmm, let's dive into it. First of all, if you watch a scary movie, how would you feel? Scared. If you watch an horror movie, how would you feel? Well, probably scared. You might like it, but that's how you would feel. And it's a physical feeling in the body. And if you watch a comic movie, how do you feel? Probably laughing, so joyful in the body. And if you look something super inspiring, how would you feel? Inspired. Where is it? In the body. Great. So, years ago, just a little story. Years ago, probably, I don't know, 15, 13, I was scrolling through a Facebook of a non-profit organization that I used to run, helping people suffering from drug addiction. And when I did this, I came across a video, and I still remember Let Go from Jay Shetty. And I pressed play, and I loved it. I loved the accent, maybe. I love the story. The fact of the matter is that for the next 3, 4 days, I've listened to that video probably 40, 50, even 60 times. But what I started to realize is that video, slowly but surely, was giving me a feeling inside, an inspiring feeling, a hopeful feeling that maybe I could do something with myself. Maybe I didn't have necessarily to suffer physically, emotionally, from a feeling point of view, the action of other people. It empowered me. It made me realize that maybe I could choose how to feel. And that day, I made a promise to myself. And the promise was very simple. I will watch 2, 3, how many videos it takes to get up out of bed in love with the world, in love with everybody, in peace with everybody. Today, that promise still stands. That commitment still stands. And I watched the video, obviously not the same, that inspires me, that makes me always feel in love with the world, in love with the people, and forgiveness, because there's no judgment in my life. And if I don't judge, well, then I don't need to forgive. I only need to forgive when I think that somebody either offended me or offended someone else. But if I have no judgment, I have no need to forgive. My conscious effort is in accepting people as they are, in the belief that everyone is doing the best he can with what he has available, even if that best that it has is not positively affecting me. What I'm going to leave you with this: if you find a way, being as it may, watching a video on YouTube, um, reading a book, reading a series, watching a series, it doesn't really matter what it is. If you can dedicate yourself 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes in the morning establishing a routine of whatever and whatever that is that makes you feel in peace, therefore inspired, happy, and in love. I guarantee you that you will affect the way you feel, and therefore it will affect the way you think, which therefore will make you live your day in a much better way than you have ever did. And I want you to do this for the next 7 days, because this will make you realize that yes, you do have power over the way you feel. And if you have power over the way you feel, you have power over the way you think. You have power over the way you think, you have power over the way you act. And therefore, stop suffering the consequences of what outside of you bring into your space. Start realizing that to affect your space, all you need is you. And I will see you in 1 week. Do your homework. And I guarantee you that in this next 7 days, your life will begin to change. See you next week.